Okay, here we are. Turn one, German turn one, global 40. Here's my purchases for Germany. One tech roll, which is for strategic rockets, destroyer, fighter, and a transport. Fighter and the transport is to cover the losses I think I'm going to have as I go after the UK Navy. Transport's for an eventual Sea Lion or other nefarious activities. I'm going to save $1. And here's my attacks. I really like the historical board gaming markers. I can throw down where my targets are. And I really like the fuel gauges because that tells me how many movement points I have left for every aircraft. Going for the whipsaw here through Yugoslavia. Gonna use a one-round attack to get all those units over here to Bulgaria for a potential G2 Barbarossa. Planning to fly that guy down on non-combat to scramble during Toronto. I tell you, these battle cruisers and light cruisers have kind of changed things up here. Had to bring a lot more in here, particularly the subs. With that light cruiser in there, having a AAA, at first I wanted to see how much Navy I could get in there without any air, but I could only match, I could bring two subs, a battleship, a battle cruiser, and a light cruiser in. Kind of wanted to take the light cruiser down there in case they scrambled, but just needed more ships here. And then I just decided to overload the air because they can only shoot at 3 of those planes. So we'll see what happens there. 2 subs and about 4 planes into that one. Couldn't touch that one at all. I could only send 1 sub there and couldn't hit that one at all. Usually you see only maybe being able to not hit those 2 right there. But we'll see how that goes. Going hard into France. Tried to get into Normandy but couldn't. And so you see here the battle board setup for the Battle of France. So let's see how that goes. Okay, let's roll this battle. First we're going to have the AAA. 3 at 1, actually 2 at 1, because I got 2 tacticals here. So let's see what happens here. There's a 6 and a 3. So that guy doesn't do anything. Though I believe he can be taken as a casualty. Okay, so Germans have 6 at 1. Man, I really wish I had young grasshoppers hit dice, but that's for a future. So here we go, 6 at 1. 1 hit, so France will lose this guy. Okay, now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at 2 or less. Oh, wow. 4 hits. Man, that's good. So we'll take those 4 back there. And I tell you, I got to get one of those tripods that you Rank Carcass and General Hand Grenade use. 1, 2, 3 tanks at 3. Oh, wow. 3 more hits. So 2 more guys. And we'll take the French artillery there. And then my 2 tacticals at 4 upscale because of the tanks. Oh man, 2 more hits. Wow. Pretty solid for the Germans. They're going to take off everything but 1. So let's see how the French shoot back. That's 6 guys and 2, so that's 8 at 2 or less. Okay, let's get all those. Wow, only 1 hit. So pull that one back for Germany. And 2 at 3. This is brutal. I mean, I've either I brought in too much with Germany, or this is the worst I've ever seen a roll go. 2 at 3. There's 1 hit, so Germany will lose 1 more guy. That's going to be pretty solid for Germany there. Mostly a foregone conclusion here. So the 4 mechs at 1. Nothing. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at 2 or less. And there it is. Only needed 1 hit. British tank goes back. All these other guys are toast. So he gets to shoot back at 3 or less. And he hits. So we'll probably lose one of these infantry here. And that's it. Paris falls. Surprise, surprise. Med brought in a little too much, but wanted to be sure. Last time I played this game, Germany failed to take out France, and which meant the Italians took it out, which made the Italians really strong, but sort of unbalanced Germany. So we'll pause it here and reset everything. Okay, we're going to roll this sea battle in 106. Basically, 1 German sub against 1 British destroyer. Black is both firing at 2. Black is German. Red is British. So let's see what happens. Well, we know the Brits hit. Oh man, they both hit. So the transport survives, which is kind of the whole reason for the attack. But these 2 are gone. So, all right, let's see what happens next. Okay, this is the Yugoslavia strafe, which I hope ends up being a strafe. There's 5 now British guys in there. So 4 German infantry at 1. There's 1 hit. 2 infantry and 2 artillery at 2. 1 hit. So far, that's going to be perfect. So there's 2. Now we've got 2 tanks at 3, so this will be perfect. The Italians should be able to mop this up. One hit. Oh, okay. So there's going to be 2 guys left. And let's see how many hits they can get back. That's going to be 5 at 2 or less. 2. Okay. I'll just take these 2 guys off here. And we will retreat to Romania, putting them 1 step closer to the Russian front. Nice little whipsaw there that I saw on General Hand Grenade video. Okay, let's get this reset and then we'll go on. Okay, this is the battle in C-Zone 110 right there. 2 German subs, 2 fighters, 2 strategic bombers against French cruisers. Sorry, didn't have the... all my French cruisers are at my Global War 36 setup at my buddy's house. UK cruiser and UK battleship. So hoping both of these subs can hit their surprise strikes, or at least one. If it's one, it'll hit the battleship, which won't have too much of an impact. But anyway, okay, here we go. Sub surprise strikes. 1 hit. So that will damage the battleship. I love those historical board game markers. 2 German fighters at 3. There's 1 more hit. We'll lose the French boat there. And 2 strategics at 4. There we go. That's what we needed. Bada bing. All right. So 2 cruisers at 3. 1 hit. Lose a sub. And then this is going to be great because we'll only lose subs if this battleship hits now. 1 battleship at 4, and that's a hit. So we lost both of those subs. And that Navy goes to the bottom of the English Channel. All right, we'll be back in a minute. Okay, here's the big one. You can see here those 2 ships in the middle there that are up and down. Those are battle cruisers, so they shoot in between with a D-12. That British cruiser with the round underneath is a light cruiser. That'll get a shoot an anti-aircraft at those planes. That's a German light cruiser and 2 subs. By the way, no scrambling. I'm not a huge fan of the scramble for Britain, especially if they think Germany's coming hard. Let's roll this. Germans really need to get these surprise strikes here. But we'll see how this goes. So the 2 German subs, 2 or less, surprise strike. one hit, so probably will damage the battleship again. All right, now the light cruiser at 2. That's a miss. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 planes at 5. Sorry, 5 planes at 3 or less. That's 2 hits. So I'm guessing they'll take these 2 off. Wait a minute. Hang on just a second. Okay, I'm back. I messed that up. The light cruiser there gets to shoot AAA. He gets to shoot 3 dice before they get a shoot. So I'm going to take these back, and which means these guys go back on. And now we get 3 dice, 1 or less. Nothing. Okay. Now the German planes get a shoot. And now that's 3 hits. So these 2 go off. Cruiser goes off too. Okay, German battle cruiser. This guy rolls a D12 at 7 or less. And he's got naval target select. So if he rolls a 1 to 3, he can choose his target. He rolled a 10. Oh wait, that's a D10. What am I doing? Might want to use a D12. All right. That's a 4. So that's a hit because it's 7 or less, but that's not a target select. So we'll take the battle cruiser. And then finally the German battleship. He rolls a normal D6, and that's a hit. So, man, that's everything. Okay, so now 2 at 2. It's 2 misses. Should use red dice. 1 at 3. That's a hit. So Germans will lose a sub. 1 at, what is he? He's a D12, 7 or less. Let's actually use a D12 this time. That's a miss. And 1 at 4 or less. That's a hit. So Germans have lost almost all their subs. There's the casualty pile. But, man, pretty devastating there from Germany. So we'll pause this, and I think that's it for combat, actually. So we'll pause it, and I'll show the status before non-combat. So here's how things stand after G1 combat. Might have feared that British light cruiser a little too much. Didn't take down any of my planes. Germans still have a battleship, battle cruiser, and a light cruiser sitting there. So UK comes after it with planes. That light cruiser is going to get a shoot back at them with anti-aircraft. Well, I just love these fuel gauges, man. You don't even have to worry where you came from. You just know you have that many moves left. And then you see there in 110, didn't survive any Navy, but and then what I got in Paris, what I seesawed over there, and I still got to do my non-combats, and so I'm going to do that, and then I'll come back and show you the status. Okay, here we are after G1 and non-combat. Got a regular cruiser and a transport in there, and I'll drop probably my new transport and destroyer in there as well. I don't know if those are going to survive or not. Kind of centrally staged most of my Air Force. I did move the 1 German fighter down there to protect the Taranto raid. Big stack here, ready to go into Russia. G2, maybe. Those units, these guys, ready to back them up. Decent stack here in some AAA just to protect the pivot, because if Germany goes, it's going to go the southern route. But so we got a decent wall here to protect any German counterattacks to try to threaten the German rear as they're driving into southern Russia. Did move in and take Finland. Took Bulgaria. Tried to protect my... I did leave 2 guys in Norway, left those 2 guys in Denmark, left 2 guys in Western Germany, two guys in Holland. So many planes. Although Germany's pretty lightly defended, so I don't know if that was I mean, they only got one transport. And one, two. Yeah, they could theoretically make it. They'd have to bring all their aircraft, which I don't think could land anywhere. I don't think that's going to be a big deal. So yeah, that's the summary of German non-combat. I'll be back in a minute to do the German tech roll. Okay, the Germans have paid $4 here to do strategic rockets. So let's just move that over here. We're going to pay that back to the bank, $4. We're going to take our D12 here, and strategic rockets are 9 or higher. So what, a 33% chance we'll get it. So let's see, you need a 9 or higher. And I got a 1. So that's a fail. Okay, we'll be back with German unit placement and money. Okay, Germany has these 3 units. Destroyer and the transport. Both going to go in 113 here with the cruiser and the other transport. Fighter is going to go probably here into Germany, centrally located. A little extra protection if the British try anything crazy. Yeah, so that's it. We'll be back with money collection. Okay, here's our German money. That's the 37 that they're sitting on. That's the 19 from France. 5 for not being at war with the Soviet Union. 5 for Denmark and Norway. And the buck that they saved. So, I believe that's 20, 57, $67 Germany will go with next turn. So they'll be able to buy quite a bit of stuff. So will they use it to go after the UK? Will they use it to go after Russia? Will they split the difference? I'm kind of thinking about a strangle strategy right now for UK instead of a London strategy. London could bring America into the game faster. So not taking London next turn might delay American entry by at least one more turn. We'll have to see, but that's $67 they got to spend next turn. So decent first start by Germany. Here's the butcher's bill. Germany lost 5 subs and a guy and took out all of that stuff. Look at all that Navy they took out for the UK. Actually took out more than that. French guys already took all the chips and stuff off. So pretty good return on Germany's money. G1. Okay, it's Admiral Seabass signing off for G1 Global 1940.